Alright, we're live again. So, welcome back to the stream, everyone. See the title of me? So, we are now going to Denmark. Alright? That's where we will start at. Because that's why we're gonna stream until we go to Denmark. So let's be prepared to go to Denmark. But where's the... Yeah. Be prepared to go to Denmark. Which we are going to change the title. I don't like this. Okay. Denmark. Save changes. Alright. We did it. We saved our changes. And below that is hashtag Denmark. Right over the below. So if you want to check it out, go to the description below. Anyways, we're going to do something that is related to Denmark. We're not in Ecuador anymore. Although it would be nice to go to Ecuador. We're going to my kingdom, because that's where I usually was born. And we're not... We're... going to be named after someone I used to know. It's already... I'm gonna name someone that I used to know. It's not Matthias. It's not even Matthias. It is... And it's also not even Tobias. But... yeah... This will be crazy. This will be absolutely crazy, alright? Or definitely crazy. But I forgot to change the font of my name. Silly me. Silly me. Oh man, I gotta use other. Scroll down. Custom font. I could use custom font. I'll turn off. Cool. Can't believe these are premium options. This is so not cool. Definitely not cool. But anyways, back to our life. We're gonna be... Okay. That... Son Darmok. What shall our last name be? Let me look up. Wow, that was fast typing. I did like a millisecond. I did like in a millisecond. And that is so epic. I did in a millisecond. Mama, there's me. Who the hell is me? Is me Simonson. And Josefa Christopherson. We have a honey girl named Scout. Jeez Louise. Goodness. Man, I can't believe that. Can't believe that some of the Danish names are gibberish. Even the Dutch names from the Netherlands, they are also gibberish as well. Oh, in the viewer, the I from the upper left, yeah, that is right there for an automatic view. Yeah, that's an automatic view for someone. But since we are in Denmark, we can relax. But the bad thing about Denmark is that when you turn 25 and you're still single, people will throw semen at you until you get covered in a cloud of them. Which I don't want that to happen. I must prevent it. I really must prevent it from happening. I know, what should I do? I should be in a relationship and get married, and that will prevent it happening. So that's why people in Denmark that throw semen at you are just they're just maniacs that like to throw semen at you. They need to learn that it's rude to throw it. It is rude to throw semen at them. They need to learn that it's rude. And also unpolite. Yeah, they need to learn that it is rude, unpolite, and ungrateful to throw at them. To throw it at them. So that's why I have an armored vessel that I could use so people won't throw cinnamon at me. If they will throw cinnamon at me, I will charge at them, and then I will mutilate them until they succumb to their injuries. And afterwards, after doing the deed, I could throw them into the ocean. So that's why people throwing cinnamon at me are maniacs. They need to learn how not to throw cinnamon at me because it's rude. Alright. But people don't do that in Norway, Sweden, Finland, and even Iceland. Because that is very rude to do that in those countries except Denmark. So we're going to. So, forget about the life. We're 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 going to go through. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, that was chaotic. Sorry about that. But that was disastrous. But gladly, my mother didn't caught me. I'm so glad that she didn't caught me. But, anyways, this is part 2. We're going to review. We're going to review Mitch Campbell, also known as Mitchell Campbell. I was born a male in Cleveland, United States. I was a result of a random Tinder hookup. My birthday is January 3rd, Capricorn. Mitch Campbell, Ariana Badcock. And my father is Matthew Campbell. And also, I should have said, I shouldn't have said the T word back in the last stream. If YouTube decides to space after the bad and put the CO word in it. So yeah. My half brother seems different. A village outside. Oops. Oh. A village outside of Kowloon has been buried after a landslide left an entire town covered in debris. It's been expected that there will be no survivors, and the death toll is believed to be 532. Saint I've been enrolled in elementary school at St. Grace's Elementary School, another private school, because the parents are rich, as usual. My father died while being hit by a car while skateboarding I paid my respects at his funeral. I inherited $181,685. I became friends with Elon Head. I found a ukulele under the couch and plucked out the theme song of SpongeBob SquarePants by ear. My mother got me and my half-brother a bird. My mother agreed to take bass guitar lessons. I ate an apple that was sitting on my teacher, Mrs. Houndoom's desk. I was sent to the principal's office for acting up in class. I called the principal, Mrs. Nunez, a mistake. I received a warning from the principal. In fact, that's actually my beloved friend that I used to do ever since 4 years ago. We became friends. I released my cockatiel into the wild so she could eat all the nuts her heart desires. I went to my friend Elon's birthday bash to celebrate his life. I showed up to my teacher, Mr. Groper McClure's class late and slammed the door. Sent to the principal's office for acting out of class. Called the principal, Mrs. Nunez, an idiot. I received a warning from the principal. I squabbled with my half-brother Vernon about the best color. I lost my temper with him. I delivered an uppercut to my half-brother Vernon's jaw. And there. And we have the loads of insults. The loads of insults that I can't even describe. But here we go. My mother wanted me to take tuba lessons. I took tuba lessons. I told my teacher, Mrs. Herrera, that she's a chicken head. She called me an undisciplined little douche. I told my teacher, Mrs. Herrera, that she's a mild swear word. She called me a sassy little Nimrod. I called my teacher, Mrs. Herrera, daft. I was sent to the principal's office for calling a teacher daft. I called the principal, Mrs. Nunes. Another mild swear word. The principal, Mrs. Nunes, reamed me. Which that is kind of gibberish. I was expelled from St. Grace's Elementary School for disciplinary issues. Mother argued with me because expelled. I screamed at her and had been enrolled in St. Anthony's Elementary School. Yet another private school. But here we go. We got Jeremiah Marconi over there on town. He's going to town. I called my PD teacher, Mrs. Marconi, a tool. That he's a beehole. I told him that he's a beehole. Called my PD teacher, Mr. Marconi, numbnuts. Told my teacher, Mr. Marconi, that he's a biznitch. And I told him that he's a douche nozzle. A pecker pilot. Gas factory. Blockhead. Wuss. Smelly. Douche lord. Douchey. Idiot. Douche. Vulture. Imp. Sleazeball. Abomination to mankind. I told my teacher, Mr. Marconi, that he's a dick. That he's skeezy. That he's a prick. That he's a psychopath. A dunce. A little. I called my PD teacher, Mrs. Marconi, a little. Told my teacher, Mrs. Marconi, that he's a dipstick. A turd burglar. Told my teacher, Mrs. Marconi, that he's a turd burglar. That he's a C word. CR word. That he's a turd sack. I called my teacher. Oh my goodness. Mr. Marconi a turd sack. Called my teacher, Mr. Marconi, a no good thug. Man, these are a lot of insults. Until we get to something. My classmate Mercedes asked me out, but I rejected her. I told my classmate Mercedes that she's a crow-toed. Woo! She snitched on me to the principal, Mr. the Charizard. I was sent to the principal's office for calling a student a crow-toed. I called the principal, Mr. the Charizard, a oh boy. I received in-school detention. Mother argued with me. I shouted at her. I threw my silver tuba in the dumpster. Mother argued with me. I yelled at her. I could have my first kiss with Daisy Chan Morrison, but instead I ran away from her. I told my classmate Daisy that she's a and I called my teacher, the principal, Mr. the Charizard, a little and also the little ooh is also used in the Netherlands as well. Ever since the beginning, the early days of the Netherlands, used in 1680s, they used to use that. As a general insult. And they used it in Germany, Austria, Italy, France, Monaco, Poland, Czech Republic, and Slovakia, and all of Europe. Right now it's midnight in Miami. But I live in the Midwest. Alright? I don't live in Miami. I only live in the Midwest. Alright? Which the Midwest is kind of like Canada. I unfriended Elon Head. I called my art teacher, Mr. Cruz, a clown. That he's a prick. He called me a little head. I'm no good. I told my art teacher, Mr. Cruz, that he is a foreskin. That he is a foreskin. See, that's the funniest insult. Okay? I flipped my desk while my math teacher, Mrs. Mayweather, stepped out of the room. She reprimanded my behavior, more like verbally abused, because that is always used. I'm tired of this type of argument, okay? I told my math teacher, Mrs. Mayweather, that it was surprised that I was surprised that she didn't have to cheat on her teacher certification test for disrespecting Mr. the Charizard a nerd, and then he verbally abused me, all because I called him a nerd. I started that. I told my teacher, Mr. Phillips, that he's a dinghead, like Trevor Phillips from Grand Theft Auto 5. That's what I made him. I made him come to life. And he's also a foreskin. Anyways, I acquired a dead fish and put it under a bully's pillow after witnessing he was cooking. I told my history teacher, Mrs. the Dolphin, that she's a crow toad. Ooh! She warned me not to say that again. Told my art teacher, Mr. Joyner, a creep, warned me that Mr. Joyner douchey. Got called for the douchey. I called Mr. Creator an abomination to mankind. Received detention. In fact, Creator, it's a German heavy metal band. Alright, it starts with a K. Alright, so it's a German heavy metal band in Essen, Germany, which is close to the Netherlands. My history teacher, Mrs. the Dolphin, embarrassed me in front of class. I bit my history teacher, Mrs. the Dolphin's finger. I used my spiked brass knuckles. Then I punched her larynx, leaving her sound like Louis Armstrong. For assaulting a teacher, called the principal an idiot, and then he lectured me and expelled. And then he moves to Canada afterwards. He moves to Canada afterwards. But let's go back to time. He called mothers. Okay. Okay. Let me turn off my camera. Call his mother psycho. But we're back to Darmok Crystal. Fasun Darmok Crystal. He's a Virgo, by the way. He was born when character AI was blocked. And that sounds like a funny name. And that actually reminds me of Green Bowser. Of Bowser from Super Smash Bros. Or Mario. That name reminds me of Bowser. Bowser Koopa from Mario. and his father is unknown. And lately, he has been wondering what sound my food would make if I squished it. Which in fact, it sounds like Ma Brewster Bear beating its drums, or even the cutie bear with drum beats from the opening to Baby Mozart. That's what it reminds me of. But anyways, what up? Okay. Turn off my camera. Let's see what sound it makes. It's gonna be funny.
Mark.
Oh no! That was wrong. Damn it.
Mark.
That's more better.
Mark. Mark.
Oh, that was so funny.
Mark. Mark.
That is so absolutely funny. What if we just type something stupid?
Mark. Luches.
Let's just.
Mark. Luches.
We just typed in something stupid and silly.
Mark. Mark. Luches.
Okay, that's a single. But let me do someone else. Do it.
Mark.
Now.
Mark.
Oh, that was so funny.
Mark. Mark.
It reminds me of jumping off a cliff.
Mark.
Wait, one more time. Oh,
Mark. Mark.
That's absolutely funny. That's actually my name for Charizard. What does that do? I said.
Here's a curious bit of astronomy. A day
Let me see if she says it.
fastened our mock.
My arch nemesis actually said my name. I can't believe it. I can't believe my arch nemesis said my name. Why did my arch nemesis say my name? Tell me exactly why she said my name. This is so crazy, indeed. So crazy. But anyways, let's do someone
Mitten
related.
in einem Wald, wo die Sonne die Baumwipfel.
Someone related to her. Let's do Spanish. Let's do Spanish. Mexico. Let's do Mexican Spanish. Or American Spanish. Damn it, why is it always disappearing? Why is it always disappearing?
Recuerda que mientras más orgánico cocines, más
Let's see, it's gonna be extremely funny.
pasundermok. Pasundermok. Pasundermok.
Ah!
Pasundermok. 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 Pasundermok.
Okay. I'm gonna keep doing this, so I'm gonna end the stream right there. So yeah, that stream wasn't that funny than before. Trust me, I'll make this stream more funnier if I can make it next time. Alright?